For me personally, I think that Caitlyn is a good role model, and the fact that she has such a long history in the public eye, even before the Kardashians, you know, she had this history of being this all-star athlete. So her story is unique in that way, in that it's really bridging two different communities. You have parents who grew up with B. Jenner as this, you know, all-star athlete, and now you have younger people who've grown up with the Kardashians and are now seeing Caitlyn Jenner. And so it's really creating dialogue between these two communities that oftentimes don't communicate. Surprisingly enough, I think that the only negative things that I've seen have been from other trans people who've criticized her coming out story, her transition process, for not being stereotypical to trans experiences, or not looking like other transition stories. And that to me was really something that was very disappointing, to see people within our own community criticizing a trans person for not having the exact same coming out or transition story. So for me, that's what's been interesting. And I think, you know, everyone's transition story is valid and will be unique to them and will look completely different from somebody else's. You know, it feels like a pivotal moment in the way that media portrays trans people. You know, I grew up in the era when the only thing you had was Jerry Springer or Maury Povich, and so it was very sensationalized, trivialized portrayals of transgender people. What we saw with the Diane Sawyer interview and what's followed since is a really respectful way of reporting trans people's transition stories or identities. You know, the fact that the Diane Sawyer story clarified pronouns and preferred names, that was something that hadn't been done before. So it was really a switch in the way media sees trans people and reports on trans people, and it feels like that's continuing. Well, you know, I think that shows like Amazon, Orange is the New Black, have been really instrumental in just portraying trans people as human. You know, our transition is almost secondary to us just being human. And they've really helped change the narrative, so it's not so much fixated on surgeries and what we've done to transition, but rather accepting us as the people that we are.